Hey guys, and welcome back to DarkLogic Studios' Attack on Titan theories and discussions. Before we go any further, I want to give you fair warning that these videos are going to contain lots and lots of spoilers. So if you're not caught up with the manga, then what are you doing with your life? Seriously though, if you don't want spoilers, you should probably click on something else. If you're all caught up though, then let's get to it. Chapter 88's out. Chapter 88's out! Okay. Oh, I was so excited. Yeah, really interested to see this conversation between Grisha and Night Owl. I just want to call him Night Owl because there's a character in Watchmen called Night Owl, and I like to think that that's a little reference to Watchmen because we know Isayama was inspired by Watchmen. I heard some things, don't know if they're true or not. It sounds like some of it's true, but, you know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what actually happens. And go from there. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Let's get going. Let's read this thing. Holy shit. Okay. First page. Dun, dun, dun. Around the time the authorities' soldiers ran out of ammunition, the Owl, now a Titan, crushed their steamships into dust, which he spread across the ocean. It didn't take much longer before all its soldiers were turned into what looked like squeezed and discarded fruit, then thrown into the ocean as well. I'll need to explain to you what the ocean is. The ocean is a gigantic body of salt water that occupies 70% of this planet's surface. That which has form will disappear, and only that with none will continue. Well, that's, seems like these should be switched around. Like, seems like this should be the big letters. You know, the vague, deep-sounding shit. Anyway. That which has form will disappear, and only that with none will continue. That's interesting. What does that mean? It's like, I don't know if that has something to do with, like, the spirit or something, or... I don't know. Let's continue. The steamships the Marley public security authorities used to take us here, and everything those soldiers carried, every trace that they ever existed here on this island, had vanished, engulfed in the ocean. Chris is just like, I don't know what the fuck happened. Look at his face right there. Look at his... That's a funny looking face. He's got the derp face going on. Damn, Kruger. So Kruger just, like... It's kind of sad, because he just killed everybody that he's been, like, working with. He probably just killed some of his friends. Like, I mean, even though he obviously doesn't agree with what they're doing. But, damn. Anyway, I feel kind of bad for Kruger. So he kills all the soldiers, he fucks up the ships, throws them into the ocean, cuts Grisha loose. So, anything you want to ask me? Sure, there's quite a few things. I don't know. Where do I even start? Sorry, but I don't have that kind of time. Owl, who are you? My name is Aaron Kruger. As I just showed you, I hold the power of one of the 9 Titans within me. In other words, I am one of the subjects of Ymir, just like you. Interesting. So his name is Aaron. I'm just gonna guess right now that that I don't think that that means he's like our Aaron. I think that Grisha probably named Aaron after this guy. I mean, because well, I should probably read the whole chapter before I come to a conclusion on that. But anyway, I just think that more likely Grisha probably named Aaron after him because I mean, if you think about it, he saved his life. You know, he gave him a second chance. Really, I mean, I'm assuming that what I think is going to happen is going to happen, and Grisha's going to end up eating Kruger. But you know, I think that Grisha, after everything that Night Owl's done, you know, and helping the resistance and saving his life and defecting to the other side and all that, I think he probably named Aaron after him to kind of like honor him in a way, because I'm sure he probably admires Night Owl quite a bit. So yeah, Kruger's an Eldian. I'm so curious on his backstory, how he became like a Marleyan officer, and how he got his Titan power. I hope we're gonna find out. So you pretended to be a Marleyan in order to infiltrate the authorities, but then what about their blood tests? You only need a single cooperative doctor to deal with that. He too was a subject of Ymir. He had falsified his own medical records to pose as a Marleyan. Doctors make good spies. They have the appropriate education and social standing, and they have the knowledge needed to study Titan chemistry. Honestly, you did a good job. You led the Restorationists at a young age, and you had a child with Dinah Fritz. Even your plot to make Zeke into a Marley soldier. It was a realistic plan, considering the support you would have had from me. But in the end, the results were just as Grice lamented, weren't they? Yes, I was a terrible father, a terrible husband, and a terrible man. So why? Why am I the only one left standing here as a human? Dinah. She was a subject of Ymir with royal blood. She was special. She could make full use of the power of the Titans. Wasn't it obvious? Even our Eldian children know that from their Marley history textbooks. If you hadn't suppressed that fact, at the very least, Dinah wouldn't have had to come here and be turned into a mindless monster. You are right. Answer me, Owl! Why am I the only one you kept alive? Stop it. Think of your fingers. What fingers? They're all gone. Grisha, thanks for the consideration. Though you don't seem to be quite as concerned when it comes to snipping people's fingers off. Tell me, couldn't you have stopped them from becoming Titans? If you had gone on a rampage with that Titan earlier? Tell me, why didn't you do anything? What purpose did it serve turning the Eldia Restorationists into Titans? Oh, Kruger's collapsing. Hey, what's wrong? You've been looking pale for a bit now. Not just our compatriots. I cut off the fingers of thousands of subjects of Ymir. Thousands. I took them here, and I turned them into Titans. Women and children, too. I believe I did it all to serve Eldia. Anyway, show me. Yes, I know. I'm short on time. Grisha, I'm entrusting you with my final mission. You and not anyone else. Damn! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This is intense. That day, when we first met, if I hadn't called out to you and stopped you, you may have been able to save your sister. I think it's been more likely that I would have been killed alongside her. It puts me at ease to know you think that. If any case, if that had never happened, you probably would have never hated Marley as much as you do now. So I wonder if it's true that his Kruger's experience with Grisha is what kind of turned him around or something. That he feels guilty about it. Kind of feels like some responsibility for Grisha and what he'd been through and what he was intending to do. And that's why you picked me. It's part of it. An enemy state. Your father. Yourself. All the hatred I saw in your eyes seemed enough to reduce this whole world to ash. I was once that way too. Ooh. The remnants of the royal family that stayed on the continent formed a revolutionary army, and my father had joined. But the army wasn't able to do a thing. All of them, including their families, were burned alive. Shit, that's fucked up. As a child, all I could do was watch from the crack in the closet as it happened. Oh, sad! Oh my god, I'm sad now. Oh. I was too scared to do anything else. My father's friends saved me just before my home burned down. After that, I swore to get revenge on the Marley and to restore Eldia. But what that really involved was taking fingers from the hands of the compatriots I needed to be protecting, at times even skinning them. You. And kicking them down from here as I turn them into titans. My full devotion to that is what kept my identity from being revealed until today. Maybe I'm still the same as then. I'm just looking out into the world from a crack in a closet door. Tell me, Owl. What is this mission that you've left me? Wow. I love Owl. I just love him now. He's such an interesting character. For not seeing much of him, he's such an interesting character. Enter into the walls and take back the founding Titan. Using the power of the Titan, you will inherit from me. Yep. Yep. What? Then that means you'll become a Titan, and I'll be eaten by you. It's impossible to reach the wall without the power of the Titans. And do the same to take the power of the founding Titan from its owner. Why don't you do it? I haven't told you everything I know. Because my goal was to raise the morale of the Restorationists. Whoever inherits the power of the 9 Titans will die in 13 years, and I inherited it 13 years ago. Okay, so there it is. That's 13 years. I thought it was 15 years from what I had read earlier, but it's 13 years. Kruger is saying. I don't know. I don't really believe that. I mean, like a lot of people have pointed out, Grisha has had it for 15 years. Yuri, you know, I don't know. I had made a post about Tumblr about Yuri, and speculated that he and Kenny both seemed to age. But, you know, if you think about it, Yuri seemed to age quite a lot quicker than Kenny during that one scene when he's talking about passing the power on to Freda. Yuri's really weak and he's nearing death, and he even declares it, so it's like he knows that he's gonna die soon. And Kenny had the battle in the Crystal Cave where, you know, Kenny was strong enough to fight. So, I don't know, and if you think that Kenny and Yuri are roughly the same age, you know, and too, Rod as well. I mean, Yuri was like really old in that, like, he looked really old and like decrepit in that scene. But, you know, when we saw Rod Rice as well in the Crystal Cave scene, he didn't look nearly that old. So, but I mean, it's weird. The aging process gets sped up or something. And, like, is that how it works? If so, then why didn't Grisha age like that? Some people were theorizing in the comments that maybe Grisha had found some kind of cure for it because he's a doctor, and maybe he found some way to get rid of those effects, whatever they may be. Anyway, let's continue. If you had known that, you surely would have hesitated when it came to plans of having Zeke or Dinah inherit the founding Titan's power. Oh, here's the boys. Here they are. The owl called it the curse of Ymir. It's because they say Ymir, the originator, died 13 years after first awakening to her powers. No one has power that is greater than hers. So when you approach that time, your body begins to weaken as the vessel finishes serving its purpose. And this was another memory that matched up with your dad's notes, right? Yeah. And when you consider that the Reese family aimed to have a succession every 13 years too, that seems to confirm it. So I have 13 years, and Aaron, I have 8 years left, or even less. No. Okay, my sentiments exactly. No. No, just... Shut your fucking face, Armin. Shut your adorable face. I don't want to hear it. Both of you. Shut up. Poor Mikasa. That's fucked up. Man. This can't be true. So sad. I'm so sad. I can't. I have to stop and cry for a second. Okay. Fuck. Poor Mikasa. I feel the worst for Mikasa because it's like she already lost her parents, then she lost her adoptive parents, and then she almost lost Eren, she almost lost Armin, and now she's like, now she's hearing that she is going to lose them inevitably, like in not a very long time. So God, I'm so sad. Okay, it has to be wrong. It's wrong.
Wrong. That is absolute wrong. Proved over and over again. Wrong. Actually...
Damn. Stop. He's saying, I'm gonna stop. If someone who holds the power of one of the 9 titans dies without anyone inheriting that power, then the power of the titan is then suddenly inherited by a baby belonging to the subjects of Ymir. Oh shit. Distance plays no factor in this at all, and neither do blood relations. Well, that's just weird. What the fuck? So you can't help but think that maybe the subjects of Ymir are all connected by something invisible. One successor said they saw paths. Paths invisible to the eyes. The blood and bones that formed a titan were sent to them through those paths. At times, memories and some outside. At times, memories. That sentence doesn't make sense. At times, memories and some outside came to them through paths as well. What the fuck? Okay. All of those paths cross at a single coordinate. In other words, that is the founding titan. The coordinate. Okay, so that's interesting. So I guess now we know why it's called the coordinate. So, founding titan. What an this is an interesting panel here, because that's Eren talking to Grisha now. It's like he's kind of it's interesting. It's kind of like he is the owl, and the owl is Eren. I can see what people are saying now, but I think it's kind of like Eren. He's remembering these scenes so vividly as Owl. So from a Owl's point of view, so all titans, all subjects of Ymir are connected to that coordinate through paths that transcend physical space. That is the most recent opinion given by the Marley government's Titan Chemistry Research Society. Huh. So fucking weird. So you're saying that magic exists, and that our ancestor Ymir was a witch all along? So which is it? Under Marley rule, she was a pawn of the devil. During the Eldian Empire's rule, she was a god-given miracle. Were all of those historical documents you sent us nothing more than fuel for morale too? So then what is the truth? What is our real history? Our ancestor Ymir was a girl who came in contact with the source of all organic material. There are some who say that too. Huh? There's no such thing as truth in this world. That is our reality. Anyone can become a god or a devil. All it takes is for someone to claim that to be the truth. Oh, I love it. Such an interesting conversation. God, I just love these existential, philosophical discussions. I love it. 1700 years of ethnic cleansing? If that were true, there wouldn't be a strand of Marleyan hair left on this planet. You know, he's got a point. I kind of thought that as well. You know, because 1700 years is a long fucking time. Like, unless you're deliberately keeping some of them alive for whatever reason. Like, it says that ethnic cleansing for 1700 years, yeah, they'd be gone. Our ancestor Ymir brought us nothing but wealth with the power of the Titans? That doesn't sound like any human I've ever heard of. That's also a good point. See, this is, again, one of those moments in this story where it's pointing out, you know, we tend to see things in black and white. It's either this extreme or that extreme. Yeah, like we were talking about, you know, which is it? Is it one or the other? Is it bad or good? And again, he's making a point. It's neither one. It's like the saying goes, history is written by the winners. So it's like, even if you go back, you read history books and stuff, like you'll find that a lot of times, you know, you don't get the whole story. And, you know, it's true. It's like whoever's left, they're the ones who tell the story. And, you know, pretty much they spin it the way that they want to. You know, they tell it the way that they see it, anyway. I heard that Dinah was part of the royal bloodline. From you, too. Was that another one of your truths? So that's why you abandoned her. Unfortunately. It's a fact that Dinah was of royal blood. She was probably the one thing the Revolutionary Army didn't have taken from them. So then why? Because she was of royal blood. There was no way I could let her fall into our enemy's hands. Oh, okay. Zeke would surely tell Marley everything. It would only be a matter of time before they realized that what he was saying was more than a child's babble. Even so, would it have been better for her to be forced to spend the rest of her life bearing children for an enemy nation until the day she died? Ooh, yeah, that wouldn't have been pleasant. Honestly, being turned into a man-eating monster might be preferable to that. Not that I asked her, of course. But seeing her in those last moments, I made the right choice. At least I think I did. Yeah, poor Grisha. Fuckity fucked up. Still, it was entirely because I wasn't strong enough. That I wasn't able to save our other brothers and sisters. Only one person can reach the wall from here. The one person with the power of the Titans within them. I did my job. Now you do yours. To be honest, I don't think I'm fit for the job. Didn't I just destroy the Eldia Successionists, an organization you created? You're going to do it. Look at that. The man who delighted in feeding my sister to dogs was just eaten alive by a Titan. There's no better revenge that I could have gotten than this. You asked me if I found it fun. No, I didn't. I couldn't bear to hear the repulsive screams he made as he died an agonizing death. I felt the same way when you were crushing your own men in your hands. I was just frightened. I haven't changed at all. Losing my brothers and sisters, losing my wife and son, the pain of having my fingers cut off. If I knew this was the price to pay for freedom, I never would have paid it. I'm sorry, but you've made a terrible miscalculation. I apologize. I can't hate anything anymore. Your father was a smart man. Yes, your father. The man who smiled and nodded at the authorities, even though they barely lifted a finger after his own daughter was killed. He was thinking of how not to lose any more of his family. He was desperate to make sure he stayed off the wrong path. But not only did his son not learn a thing from him, he even shipped his own wife and son straight to hell. What are you trying to say? Stand. Fight. Didn't I tell you, Grisha Jaeger? I'm short on time. There's still information I haven't told you yet. You're supposed to lead with that. You need to make a vow to me first. that you will fight again to restore Eldia's freedom and dignity, and that you will put your life on the line for it. If you'll fight, then stand. I can't. Look. I brought this from your home. I can't look. No will to look. No will to stand. No will to fight. You do have no balls, either. Have you been castrated by Marley? It's pointless to try to make me recall my hatred. All I have left are my sins. That's enough. The main reason I chose you wasn't because you hated Marley far more than any other. It's because you went past the wall that day. If you had never gone outside together with your sister, you would have inherited your father's clinic. You would have never met Dinah, and Zeke never would have been born. Your little sister would have been an adult by now, probably married. Perhaps she would have been a mother. But you went past the wall. We sought freedom, and our brothers and sisters paid the price for it. There's only one way to pay them back. From the first day I kicked my countrymen off from this place, from the day you brought your sister outside the wall, those actions will follow us until they're repaid. Even if we die. Even after we die. You began this story, didn't you? Wow, this is so good. Oh man, this is a good chapter. This is so good. Grisha looks determined. It's nice panel work. Isayama's art's just getting better and better. So good. Each of the 9 titans has a name. Are we gonna learn what the titans are all called? What all the titans are? That includes the one you're about to inherit from me. No matter the age, this titan has always moved ahead, seeking freedom. Huh. It has fought on for freedom. Its name is the Attack Titan. A story that must not be stopped. Oh my god, it was so good. Oh wow. I love this. I got so much to think about right now. So much, oh my god, man. Like, that was an amazing conversation. Like, like, I don't know, I know that a lot of people like Attack on Titan, or the Titans in the action and the stuff like that, but me, I'm all about, like, the deep philosophical conversations and stuff like that. These are the kinds of chapters that I really love, and that was, oh man. So Aaron's Titan is called the Attacking Titan, and I saw another thing on Tumblr that was saying, I think it was on Yonka Productions as well, it was saying that, Shingeki no KYOJIN is a mistranslation. It's not Attack on Titan, it's the Attacking Titan, or the Attack Titan. Like, that's actually what it's supposed to be, so that makes more sense, like, cause the name Attack on Titan, it doesn't make any sense, so you know what I mean? Like, It's like attacking the Titans, or the Titans, like what does that mean? So that makes more sense. That it's actually named after Eren's Titan. I think that's what it was saying. So this 13-year bullshit. I don't know, man. I don't really know, like, exactly what significance does this really have, like, in the present day right now. I mean, it's sad, but Eren's got 8 years to live, Armin's got 13 years to live, but then Grisha survived over 13 years as a Titan shifter. Zeke, we don't know when he got the power. He must have gotten it late, unless, like, I don't know, maybe, like, during this time, the Marleyan scientists or whatever found a way to stop them from dying, but, like, and like I said, Grisha may have as well. Somebody suggested that, but, I don't know, if this is being brought up, like, are we going to be following these characters for, like, several years in the future? If they're gonna be, like, a time skip, and we're gonna, like, are we gonna see Eren die in 8 years? Actually, you know, to be honest, I don't think I don't think any of these characters are even gonna live that long. I don't know. I'd be shocked if they even had 6 months, quite frankly, considering everything that's going on in the story. So, I don't know. Yeah. It was such a good chapter. But, so I think what Kruger was actually saying, he was talking about the truth and blah blah blah. You know, he was saying that the Marley history books aren't true, and the Eldian history books aren't true either. And, the reality is something that is nobody really knows. So interesting. He's kind of got the same attitude that Erwin had. It's like, well, these people already died for this cause. Now it's our job to complete our mission, so they don't lose their lives in vain. And, you know, I like how Grisha kind of had a turnaround once he saw all this horrific stuff. He saw the guy who killed his sister die, and he wasn't satisfied by it. He wasn't happy about it. He was just like, no, I hated it. Didn't enjoy that revenge. So, again, still so many questions. Got some answers, but still so many questions. And I do feel like it's making a little more sense now that I've actually read the chapter, because it's kind of like it's really playing with what you're willing to believe, like what really is the truth. I'm actually kind of relieved, because people were saying that, well, it sounds like it might actually be the devil or something like that, but it doesn't sound like it to me. It sounds more like Kruger's kind of, you know, like I said, he's doing he's being kind of ambiguous, saying like, you know, well, it could be this, it could be that, but, you know, the truth is, things are just complicated. Everything's just really complicated. It's amazing. I just love Isayama's writing. I love it so much. Anyway, yeah, that was the chapter. Awesome chapter. I have a lot to think about now, and I'm gonna go think about it. I love this story. I love Attack on Titan. I love it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.